Hello everyone, welcome to this demo of RoadCaptain, the route builder. For those of you that don't know, RoadCaptain is an application that helps you write custom routes in Zwift. So if you've been riding with Zwift for a long time, you've probably ridden most of the default routes in Watopia. For example, the Beach Island Loop or the Jungle Circuit. And if you're like me, at some point you get a bit bored with the default routes, so you want to ride something different. Maybe you want to combine some of the routes. Maybe you want to ride them slightly differently, or you want to have something completely different altogether. I've built RoadCaptain to do exactly that for you. So what the app does is it provides you a way to design your own routes within Zwift in Watopia. And then after you've designed the route, you can actually go on Zwift, connect RoadCaptain, and then ride that route without manually having to remember where you are on the route and to figure out what turns you need to take. So you can just concentrate on riding. Don't have to worry about, oh, do I miss a turn? Or, oh, I have to do a U-turn to go back because I needed to go left there. RoadCaptain will take care of that for you. So let's dive into how that works. What you'll typically do is you go into the route builder of RoadCaptain, and as you can see on the screen, this is what the app looks like when you start it up. You can see, if you're a bit familiar with the Watopia map, is that these are all of the roads in Watopia that you can actually ride on. So you can see the volcano, you can see the big epic climbs down here, the Zwift is in there. So all of the segments and all of the routes that Zwift has in Watopia. So let's say that we want to do a custom ride within Watopia. What you can see on the screen is there's a few sections marked in green. So these segments that you can see here, those are the spawn points that you would normally arrive on when you pick, say, the Jungle Loop or the Beach Island Loop. You would start at that particular segment and then start riding. And normally Zwift will guide you around the turns and do that. But we want to do a custom route. So let's start out. We'll just pick the Beach Island Loop starting spawn point, which is right on top. So basically what you do to build a route is you just click on the segments on the map. So whenever I do that, you can see that the segment is highlighted in yellow. That's the last one you've added. And you can see it appearing here in the list on the left. What you'll also notice is that it keeps track of how long that segment is. And it'll keep track of how long the route is that you're designing. So let's start by adding a few more segments. So let's go to the Bigfoot Hills. So we move to here and to here. We just keep clicking, and then let's go up into the mountains. And you can see in the list that we're going through all of these different segments. And on the top, you can see that by now, if you would follow this route, you would ride for about 6.5 kilometers. You can also see that it tells you how much you'll climb and how much you'll descend on this route when you ride it. So this is typically what you will use to design your route. So you can say like, oh, well, I'm just going to click through, do this route, see how many ascent is on that route. Is it a bit too much? And you can go back and change it, design a slightly different route. Or if you want to maximize the amount of climbing that you'll do in a route, you can just like click around, figure out what has the most ascent, and maybe do a few loops around that one. So let's continue building our route. So again, it's just clicking through, and RoadCaptain will just tell you if you can actually go there. So we've had the Bigfoot Hills, so let's go to the epic climb bypass. So we go up over the bridge, and we'll have this nice new bypass that's been added quite recently. Let's go back to the city and go back here, and then we end up back in our starting point. But you know, maybe we're only at 23 kilometers. We need to do a little bit more. So we'll go up on the Zwift KOM, do a little loop there, go to the Italian villas, maybe pick up the bridge sprint, and then end back at the beachside again. So right now you can see in blue that's the whole route that we've got designed right now. Total of 32 kilometers, which is a decent ride. About 390 meters of ascent and about the same on descent, which kind of makes sense because we're starting and stopping at the same point. And you can see that's 22 different segments that will pass. So you can also see like on each segment how much the distance is of the segment, how much ascent, how much descent, and the turn you'll make. Now the turn is not too important for you, but RoadCaptain uses this to tell Zwift if it needs to take a left turn, a right turn, just go straight. So you don't have to worry about it. So now that we've designed our route, what we want to see is, okay, does it actually make sense? So if we click the little play icon in the top here, you can see that there's a rider going over the route. And you can use this after you've designed your route to see if it is actually the one that you want. So you can see that the orange dot is now moving along. And this is particularly useful if you design a route that has a few loops around the segment. So if you're passing the same segment a couple of times, you can actually track how often that happens and see if you've got enough. If you want to do lots of laps around the volcano, this will tell you how that works. So you can see that it showed you how the route was going to work. So now basically we have our route completed. Kind of happy with this one. So I'll just click the save icon here and it asks me how do I want to store it. So what this results in is a file that you can load into the RoadCaptain runner, which is actually the one that works together with the Zwift game. And it will tell you where to start up. So which route to pick initially, and then it will guide you through your custom route. So let's store this one, RoadCaptain demo. And this is just a JSON file. Don't worry about the file type too much. The RoadCaptain runner will just understand that one. So I'm going to save it. It says in the status bar, saved successfully. So now pretty much happy with this one. If you want to maybe use a different application to see what the route actually looks like, you can also, when you click save, select GPX as the export format. So you can just go RoadCaptain demo.gpx and then you can load it up into Garmin Basecamp or some other visualization tool that shows you like the profile of ascent descent, for example, the distances, or it can show you on the map. Or you can even load it into Strava if you want and create one massive segment for it. Or you can just share that route that you've designed with other people quite easily so that they can view it in whatever tool they like. What you can also do is, if you've designed your route and you actually want to go like, okay, where was this bit exactly on segment 10? If you click it, you can see that it appears in green on the screen. So if you click around, you can actually see like, okay, this is where we left off, and that this is that particular part of the route that you have. Of course, you can also open up or load in a route that you've designed previously. So let's see if I have one. I've got one here that I use for testing. So I open up this one, and you can see this is a slightly shorter one, 26 kilometers, and this goes all the way into the jungle circuit a couple of times. So let's go with that one, and you can see that it starts at a different place. So this one spawns at the jungle circuit main spawn point on Zwift, and you can see that it goes through the jungle circuit, and I'll do a couple of laps there, and then it goes back to the city via the Italian villas. So as easily as designing or loading up a route, you can just open it and then see what the route actually looks like. But you can also just say like, well, I have this route and I just want to continue adding some more to it. And you can also see that if you click a segment that doesn't belong to that route, it'll actually tell you, and the orange status bar gives you some heads up that, you know, this is not the way that you ought to go, and you can get some feedback from that. So now I can save this one again and say what it was that one, and we make it slightly modified, and then that's it. If you want to design a completely new one, just click the little trash can man icon here. The map resets, the segments are clear again, and you can say, well, I want to start here, go to the desert flats, and maybe do like a very flat type of route. So this one only has like 53 meters of ascent and about the same as descent. So this is one that you can use if you want to get the speed up, for example. You can just run this one a couple of times. So lots of variations that you can do. If you would want to do a challenge where you ride every single road in Watopia, this will allow you to actually design such a route if you want to. But you can also say, well, I just want to do this loop a couple of times. So you just click on the segments, and it will just add that same thing again and again and again. And now you've got about 3 laps of the desert flats. So as you can see, you can lots of different things that you can do. You can see that right now we've got 3 laps, so 52 kilometers and about 160 meters of ascent, which is about 3 times what you normally get on one of these loops. So that's about it for the RoadCaptain route builder. So obviously this part is only built to design the routes. Actually running them is using the RoadCaptain runner, and we'll cover that in another video. So thank you very much for watching. If you have any questions or do you want to download RoadCaptain, go over to the GitHub page. Just go to GitHub, search for RoadCaptain. You'll end up in the repository. You can download the installers and read some more about what RoadCaptain is and what it can do for you. Bye-bye.